Hi, can you hear me all right? Good. Excellent. All right then, cheers. I'm all right, thanks. How are you? Yes. Okay, thank you.
'Tis a Thursday, let's check in with our tech expert Matt Porter of Matt Porter Web Design to see what's happening in the world of gadgets and technology. Matt, a very good morning to you.
Good morning to you too.
There he is. Now, first of all, can we talk about Apple and the fine that they've had for making their phones go slow? What on earth is that about?
Well, this is a class action, so in the States, which has accused Apple of deliberately slowing down older phones. Apple have settled out of court for $500 million, which gives $20 per user who are involved in the action. If you were a named plaintiff, you could get $1,500, and if you gave evidence, $3,500. But it only relates to people in the States, unfortunately. But what happened here is that people became suspicious that their phones were being slowed down purposely as they got older. And
well, that's outrageous, though, isn't it?
Yeah, in fact, the same accusation was made in France, and the French regulator accused them of deceptive commercial practices and fined them €25 million. Yes, it is. What Apple have said is the phones were slowed down because the batteries were getting older, and in order to extend the battery life during the day, they had to ramp down the performance of the phone so it didn't burn through the battery as quickly, and you got a full day's worth charge. I think that was the general excuse here. However, on a more cynical side of people would suggest that it was done to make them think, well, my phone's getting slow now, perhaps I need to upgrade. Yeah, and it affected quite a number of phones.
Oh, it's a dangerous game to play commercially, because you might think, oh, you know what, I'm just going to go with Android now if this is going to happen all the time.
Well, this is the point. This affected the iPhone 6, 6 Plus, 6S, 6S Plus, 7, 7 Plus and SE. So there was a large number of handsets there, and not massively old handsets either. I think that we all realise now that our phones have longer lifetimes in them. You know, they can run for longer than a year before everything becomes sluggy. So yeah, it does appear to be a fairly underhand practice, if that's what their intention was. Although, as I said, they've settled out of court and haven't admitted any liability for anything.
The user should be given the choice. You know, the battery is getting old. You can have your phone at full speed, less battery, or we can slow it down. For at least give us the choice, you know.
Yeah, if I look at my phone, for instance, I have a setting on my Android phone which is called battery care setting, and what that says is, look, instead of this phone being fast charged overnight and being charged in half an hour, what we're going to do is charge it much slowly. We can see that you get up at about 6:30 in the morning, so we'll ensure that phone is charged by 6:30. So it will then gradually charge the phone, and therefore it's the recharging rapidly and regularly which causes these batteries to falter. So yeah, we should have the choice. It should be, would you like us to drop down the performance of your phone to extend your battery? Or, you know, and that actually happens. You know, when we get towards the end of the night and we're out, it gives us the option of going into low power modes and stuff like that. So yeah.
The padlock, the so-called World Wide Web padlock. This is where you go to a website which begins HTTPS, the secure website, and you get the gold padlock, and it gives you a sense of security that it's encrypted and all of that. And that is a result of a digital certificate. And as of tomorrow, many websites will do that horrible thing. This website is insecure. Are you sure you want to go there? Blah, blah, blah. What's going on wrong here, Matt?
Okay, so that's what's called an SSL certificate, Secure Socket Layer Certificate, which encrypts the connection between a website and us when we're using it, so that people who may be intercepting our traffic can't actually decipher it. What's happened here is we have an organisation who are non-profit called Let's Encrypt. Very good company. In fact, they just celebrated issuing their billionth certificate a week or so ago. But it turns out there was a bug in some of the code in the that issued these certificates, so they've had to revoke a large portion of them. Now, the point with these is they don't charge for these certificates, so it's not going to cost anybody any money other than time to request a new certificate. But that's a very quick process as well. So reissuing certificates with Let's Encrypt, half an hour maximum, and you've got a new one. If you do it by tomorrow, it's not going to affect you. But it's an embarrassment, and people should be, if they have a website that they've had built, just check who the provider of the certificate is and make sure that there's nothing that you have to do by tomorrow, because obviously when people visit your websites and it comes up with this website is not secure, then it's maybe going to stop people wanting to use it or buy things from it. Yeah, I mean, this was caused by apparently a new feature. We used to call that, when I was in software support, if there was a bug found and we had customers on the phone, we'd say, yeah, that's just a new feature we've introduced. Yeah, so apparently it was a result of a new feature.
Yeah, no, well, okay. And of course it affects your SEO, your search engine ranking as well, doesn't it, if your certificate's
That's
not
right.
working? Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
in the last year, GDPR, that thing, yeah.
Yeah. And finally, Boston Dynamics in the news again as our robot overlords come to the warehouse. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is an incredible company, an American company, Boston Dynamics. They've made enormous, I was going to say leaps and bounds, but they have literally made leaps and bounds with androids and robots. They have robots that can do forward rolls, somersaults, jump over things, the whole thing. They are incredible. What they've done is they've made a deal with another company called Otto Motors to provide robot picking, packing and loading facilities in a warehouse on a trial basis. So a robot will actually yeah, so you've got these robotic wheeled devices that are driving around carrying packages, and then you have another robot which is a two-wheeled thing. It's incredible. It's balanced and it can pick up packages, move them around. Very, very advanced indeed. I think it's called Handle, this particular robot, and it uses a vision system called PIC, which is very original.
There you go. They are taking over, as I alluded to many times. They're taking over. We're out of time. Matt Porter from Matt Porter Web Design. Always a pleasure, Matt.
Thank you.